Welcome to the ACC on ESPN. It's a beautiful Bay Area afternoon as college football makes its return to Berkeley at California Memorial Stadium for the home debut of Jaron Kiave Sangapulatele, the freshman phenom of the California Golden Bears. Set to play the first home game in Berkeley this season, taking on the Tigers from Texas Southern, an upstart bunch from the SWAC. Excited for the opportunity this afternoon.
Let me get too close to the Ric Flair. No. Hey, let me get too close to the Ric Flair. Hold on, Pat. Let me get too close to the There we go.
TSU fired up, so are we. It's great to have you with us. Week 2 of the college football season with the Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer Ahman Green. I'm Chris Sylvester, and there's already so much excitement surrounding this California football team, and it stems from the play of their true freshman quarterback. Jaron Kiave Sangapulatele was magnificent in his debut at Oregon State last week.
Yeah, he had a fantastic game from accuracy, able to throw the deep ball, even some back shoulder throws there. Being a lefty, too, so he has a big advantage over most defenders because they're used to seeing the ball come out of the right hand. Just that simple. So him coming out, having a fantastic first game, I think is something to get him momentum going into this second game against TSU.
The true freshman from Eva Beach, Hawaii, the ACC Rookie of the Week. 3 touchdown tosses in Corvallis. And for Texas Southern, they took on Rice in their lone FBS game last year, but this is their first ever game against an ACC opponent and the first time they're playing a game in California in 17 years. Texas Southern, a heartbreaking loss in the Labor Day Classic back home in Houston against Prairie View A&M last week. Meanwhile, the Golden Bears trying to lift the lid off this 25 campaign with a couple victories.
Yeah, coming out 2-0 if they could, that would be a good start. A lot of momentum in the ACC, which is so strange to say here being on the left coast, but that's a part of what's going on in college football. So you got California against Oregon State, offensively and defensively domination there. And for TSU, great game against their town rival, Prairie View A&M, but just right at the end, one play away from being 1-0. But they got confidence from that game, to learn a lot from that game, and ready to go with this kickoff.
Underway from the Bay Area. Jeremy Ramirez kicking to Jacob DeJesus. The UNLV transfer tripped up around the 20-yard line. Dalen Booker on special teams brings him down. Well, here's JKS, as they know him around these parts. The first Cal player with 3 passing touchdowns in his college debut the last 3 decades.
Oh, man, even outbeat my guy, Aaron Rodgers?
Well, that's right.
Oh, man, so that means he's doing pretty good. And he's a lefty, so that's what it is. Aaron's a righty. SKS is, or JKS, excuse me, is a lefty. That's what it is.
They do say everything looks better from the left side, and hard to argue with that. After JKS in his college debut, electric last week. California trying to run that play to the outside. Karan Adams, the first touch. Did not see him in Corvallis last week. The South Dakota transfer loses a yard on the play.
Yeah, they set up a reverse here. Got the tight end pulling around Minnie. But how ball gets handed off, but Minnie does not, or not Minnie there, but the tight end Johnson does not secure the block. Going a little bit fast around the edge there, and he actually passed the guy that was a blocking assignment. So right there, this guy slowed down a little bit on the next route.
Empty set on second down. That's tipped, and
I believe that's an
incomplete.
It just hit the ground there.
Well, a tackle for loss for TSU to open the game, and now a near takeaway.
That would have been nice for momentum for TSU, being a road team coming in to this stadium to get a turnover early in the first drive, right now. So SKV want to kind of pump the brakes, take a couple deep breaths, see how he could get this offense going, get that play erased from the memory.
Isaiah Bogarty, the redshirt junior linebacker, almost kept it off the turf. California struggled on 3rd down last week, just 2 of 13. They need 11 here, and that's behind Tron Grizel.
All right, so right now in the beginning of the game, JKS a little off target, a little slow right now, but it's the first part of the game. Remember, this is only his 2nd game as a freshman coming in starting. Regardless of the opponent, it's just the atmosphere and experience when you don't have a lot of reps at coming in early in the season, being a starter, being a leader in the locker room and in that huddle. Sometimes you feel that once you get in the moment, it's a little different than what your mind can, I say, visualize for yourself.
I don't think Texas Southern could have dreamt up a better start. California goes backwards. Golden Bears 3 and out. Michael Kern on the punt. Trenton Leary will not touch it. And it takes a friendly bounce inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, kind of a line drive punt there. The wind, as we walked around on the turf earlier today, the wind is kind of all over the place. So the ball went wide drive and then killed it around the 50. So that's where the punt returner just like, you know what, let me just let that drop and bounce in front of me and don't create no turnovers.
KJ Cooper won the job out of fall camp. Redshirt junior quarterback from El Paso, Texas. Ran in a touchdown, also threw for a touchdown in last week's season opening loss in the Labor Day Classic against Prairie View A&M. By the way, that was a 55-yard punt from Michael Kern to flip the field. Texas Southern starts at their own 26. Trenton Leary on the screen. And he swung down at the 30-yard line. Isaiah Crosby wraps him up.
Good job on the RPO there. This is last week. Backs, you know, not the throw you want, but back foot, back shoulder, able to catch the ball. A receiver helped him out there to adjust and get the touchdown. So KJ got his team ahead of PVNAM. But on the last play, 2 seconds to go, just missed it by the linebacker. If you turn the other way, that is a deflection pass. But unfortunately, it is a win for PV in that matchup for their first game of the season.
Tight pocket, KJ Cooper is sacked. Ryan McCullough, who had a tackle and a half for loss last week, it's his 4th career sack. The junior outside linebacker from Arcadia down south.
So you had a nice stunt there with the outside linebacker to the edge rusher. McCullough able to get in there to tackle. A little confusion with the tackle and guard who picks up what assignment on that ET right there. So that's what Cal was able to get to the quarterback on that play right there.
The Golden Bears, who had 1 sack last week at Oregon State, have one very early in this game. And this is exactly what their defensive coordinators wanted to see, putting Texas Southern in 3rd and off schedule. It's a short pass, and it's dropped.
Got to look the ball in. Set up screen there. It's a quick screen. You see a lot of the screen RPO actions in today's football where you're trying to find getting the edge for your running back. And so another way to get to the edge is have them do a motion or have them already set in a slot position for the RPO to go down. Receiver right there, the running back has to make the catch to get the ball upfield.
So both Cal and Texas Southern 3 and out on their opening possessions this afternoon in Berkeley. Jeremy Ramirez punts. Jacob DeJesus on the return, past midfield to the outside. DeJesus stumbles near the 30. Spot him at the 29-yard line. A 22-yard punt return will set up the Golden Bears in terrific field position.
Yeah, DeJesus is a guy that does not want the ball to bounce or get the ball upfield. He was able to make something happen, get the team in a good field position on that punt return. All right, got JKS here. Little slow start here. Almost interception right there. Second throw there. A little bit behind the receiver on that one. Another one behind the pass, behind the receiver. So you got a little bit too wide now to outside here on DeJesus. So quarterback is learning. You know what? I had a great start to the Oregon State game last week. Now I'm having a rough start here. So right now I got to take that deep breath and get my game back going, get in rhythm, because that's what a quarterback does. So a good experienced quarterback knows how to take a step back, take a deep breath, and be like, all right, here we go, new series.
What's TSU's defense doing to make him uncomfortable early?
Right now, not much. They're playing man off. They got good receivers, they know that. So playing zone a little bit, but nothing pressure-wise other just the 4 coming up front.
Brandon Hyde Jr.'s first touch goes for 3 yards. Transfer from UTSA, led the Roadrunners with 8 touchdowns last year. And 10 carries in his Cal debut, including a touchdown last week. JKS on target for the first time today and hits Mason Minnie a few yards shy of the line to gain. Isaiah Bogarty quickly forces him out of bounds.
Yeah, just taking that 3-step quick drop, snapping the ball out there, going to his strong side to Minnie. So this is where that first, like I talk about, take that deep breath, getting that first throw off. Completion, here you go.
third down for California, right into the middle of that TSU defense, and nothing doing.
And we have a counter play here. I think the tight end Minnie's trying to be the trap blocker in the middle. TSU gets up, penetration inside, slows this run down. Good job.
Cherry, who's from nearby Santa Clara. His dad was a defensive end here. His mom, a pole vaulter on the track and field team. So this has to be a special homecoming of sorts for him. Transfer from Laney Junior College here in the East Bay. And so California, after all that last week at Oregon State, they've had the ball 3 times against this SWAC program, and they've gone 3 and out, but now they try a fake punt, and they pick it up.
Ooh. I like it. Give it to the big guy. Nobody saw that coming. Good job there by Cal Bears, coming out normal formation and able to get the direct snap to the tight end that is in there as an up back. Good job with the conversion. Throwing, getting, this might be the momentum they need to get the ball going against TSU. Like you mentioned, Chris, Oregon State, 2 different teams, but right now TSU has them stumping. I think it's something that Coach Wilcox mentioned, is that their team speed overall, offensively, defensively, even though some things don't show up, on tape all the time, but that speed is there in pursuit.
AKS on the move, hits Mason Minnie again. Tight end has a dozen, and a first down for California. That was actually the defensive tackle TJ Bowlers, a 5th-year senior on special teams, who had picked up the first down on the fake punt, and JKS looking a little more comfortable.
Yep, and that tight end can always be a quarterback's favorite receiver. You got De Jesus on the edge.
And De Jesus lowers the shoulder. Nice pickup on first down. 7 yards on the completion to the UNLV transfer. And all of a sudden, Jaron Kiave Songapole-Tele has completed his last 3 pass attempts.
There you go. Go to the sidelines, come back, everybody talk it over, looking at the pictures that you get. Good catch there and run, good tackle out of bounds. But now JKS is getting in rhythm. Offensive line's feeling it.
8 yards on De Jesus' first catch. Here's Brandon Hyde Jr. Texas Southern has made running in between the tackles early difficult. Tigers are saying the ball's right loose at the bottom of the pile. And TSU celebrating. They have it.
The first,
Texas Southern, first down.
Hey, I saw the first defender get in there to slow Brandon Hyde down. And that first contact most likely would have jarred the ball loose.
Michael Akins, the senior from Alabama, with his 2nd career fumble recovery for Texas Southern. You thought maybe the momentum would flip with California converting on the fake punt. But the Tigers, just a few plays later, come away with a big takeaway here on the road.
Yeah, we see the defender, first guy in there, puts the hat on the ball. Ball is out right away. And then the senior linebacker from Alabama recovers the ball after contact is made. So Matthew Cooks gets the helmet in there to jar the ball loose from TSU. Good job there. Good contact.
Cal didn't have any turnovers last week at Oregon State. Justin Wilcox can't be happy with this start in the Bears home opener today. Texas Southern takes over at the 36 off the play fake. Short dump off. Kirian Charlo to the outside and crosses the 40 before he's thrown out of bounds by Cam Sidney, the redshirt junior nickelback.
Yeah, good job here. RPO action with the motion sweep there. Good completion. Now get something the ball rolling as well on TSU side.
Stephen Smith in his 2nd year calling the plays for Texas Southern's offense. Previously an offensive play caller in the XFL. Out of the pistol, this is Renfro with a first down and then some. Stopped a yard shy of midfield. So Athian Renfro with a nice burst. Texas Southern nearing plus territory for the first time today.
Yeah, Renfro gets the ball here. Nice counter. Didn't quite follow his lead blocker, but didn't need to. There was still a hole there. Good job by the offensive line. Inside hip of that 7th puller, number 7 puller going around, but not there. You find your own hole, and he did that. Get the ball upfield. Positive yardage. Good job there by Athian.
It's Renfro again, and this time into the teeth of California's defense for a yard, if anything. Renfro, big back, 5'9", 225 from Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, he's a little, I call that a little bowling ball right there. A little cannon. You got under 6 feet, over 200 pounds, 220. Sometimes those guys are hard to bring down. He's been like that so far in the first couple carries.
If you're just joining us, California's offense, they've had the ball 3 times. They've turned it over once and had to settle for a field goal when they took over inside the TSU 30. Rorian Richardson, who had a touchdown grab late last week, taken down after a short gain. TJ Bush Jr., the Liberty transfer, gets in there. And the play that does cross midfield, but now it's 3rd down for Texas Southern and about 7 yards to go.
So right now, I like what TSU is doing. They know right now the strength of Cal Bears defense is the middle guys. It's the defensive line. It's the middle linebackers. And throwing away from them, going to the edges, wearing out the O-line, because then they have to pursue from that. So it's a good, smart strategy so far. It's working. You're getting the ball field slowly but surely. Right now, it's just nickel and dime, but you'll take what you want. You take what the defense gives you.
4 receivers in the formation. Cooper trying to escape. Throws deep downfield. Leary almost had it. There's contact and no flags.
Yep. Good job on the DB, not panicking. Did put his hands up, didn't look back, but didn't go into the receiver. So good job on that. But here, KJ Cooper gets outside the pocket again, able to throw across his body. Strong quarterback, but good job by the defender, not panicking, even though he was beat. Ball is underthrown. That's where there potentially could have been a penalty, but good job by the defensive back there, not panicking at all, keeping his hands up and avoiding the contact.
It was Cam Sidney in coverage. So Texas Southern can't take advantage of the recovered fumble. Tigers forced to punt again. DeJesus backpedals, signals fair catch near the 10.
Good job,
Field goal lead early for California and the Golden Bears. 20-25 home opener in Berkeley. (3-0) California over Texas Southern. Week 2 action from California Memorial Stadium in Berkeley. Plenty of fans watching from Tightwad Hill this afternoon. Some of the best seats in the house. And for California, their offense has been stymied by this SWAC defense of Texas Southern. Just 38 total yards through 3 possessions.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of little factors you can look at what is going on here in this game. I mean, one thing for sure, Texas, you know, TSU, located in the heart of Texas. It's warm there. I live there now. It's anywhere from 90 to 100 degrees still, and in high humidity. So coming here, there's 0 humidity, and this 70 degrees to that compared to a Texas 70 degrees is not even close. So you got that advantage. So we're now, this is a cupcake walk in terms of weather for this TSU roster. So they're not sweating as hard as they usually are and playing out here trying to make plays.
JKS trying to hit DeJesus on the wheel route, and it was a little behind his intended receiver, who had caught the first play of this possession for 3 yards. And again, California here finds themselves in 3rd down, where they've whiffed 3 times today.
So JKS, good. I say good protection. Again, not happy feet. Kind of sees this guy open and gets the ball out a little behind him. So right now he still has to find that momentum that he wants from the last game.
Free play going deep. And he airmails it over Tron Grizel, who is streaking up the sideline. This will not give California a 1st down, but will likely change the play call. Instead of 3rd and 7, 3rd and 2 coming.
Offside. Defense number 59. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Riley Johnson, our referee today, an ACC crew.
And you have the 3 technique there. A little flinching, a little early. That's probably from Jaron's cadence there to get him to move a little bit. So good job there. That's one thing Cal Berkeley quarterbacks have. I know Aaron Rodgers' cadence was always famously getting guys to jump off sides. So he's kind of learned that from his alumni there.
Cal trying to establish its running game early. Hasn't been easy against Texas Southern. JKS to the air has Morris, and Morris is stopped short of the 1st down. Landon Morris, 2 catches and a touchdown in his Cal debut last week. Transfer from Temple. Cal gets just 1 yard, and out comes special teams again for the Golden Bears.
It's interesting. So you have a great start to your first game of the season, the whole game. You know, once you got the momentum going against Oregon State, it kept going. But now you're trying to find that. So now this is a lesson in finding that momentum, gaining it back for JKS and the offense right now for Cal Bear, excuse me.
No fake punt this time. Leary trying to make something happen on the return and backpedals his way across the 45 to the 47. Short field for TSU. Cal's had the football 4 times here, Amon, just 42 yards against the Tigers defense.
Wasn't a thunk it, right? Because of the way they came out last week against Oregon State. A lot of scores early and often in that game. Really, once you got into the meat of the game, you watch it from the halftime, from the first half to the second half, second quarter to third quarter. JKS and the offense was still there, putting up points, being aggressive with the ball. Defense was stymieing Oregon State's offense as well, so you saw back and forth. But right now, it's kind of a stalemate on both sides of the ball. And then, but TSU is slowly gaining confidence in this because they're on a roll, a team not favored, and to be where they're at right now, a lot of confidence built right here.
A.J. Cooper will drop on first down, threads the needle and finds Trenton Leary inside the 35. Josiah Wagner brings him down immediately, but Texas Southern has a first down.
Yeah, good job again. The pocket's been clean for J.K. Cooper today. Sees his receiver, gets it out there fast, on the money. Good tackle there by Bronner, but completed pass, TSU first down, momentum in, getting close to the red zone for them.
It was actually Kirian Charlo on the reception. Texas Southern into California territory for the first time today. 19 yards on that last pass play. Off the play fake, quick dump off. The tight end, Jalen Williams, strung out after a short run. Isaiah Crosby with a nice open field stop.
Yeah, good tackle there with Crosby there. Good pistol formation. You're getting the ball out early and fast with your quarterback. You got play action, got a lot of movement there. Sometimes that slows down the defenders. But short pass here, maybe 1 or 2 yard gain. But what I like what TSU is doing is a lot of movement in the RPO game. And they've been doing that so far. And from the gun, obviously not have been under center at all, but a little confusion right now going on with the offense, but hopefully they could get whatever they need straight before the ball snaps.
Into the final minute of the first quarter, Texas Southern has more total yardage than California. This is backing up for the Tigers.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Yeah, they were a little, you could tell they were a little confused coming out the huddle. You're trying to move the ball fast with the RPO game. Something wasn't heard or something got missed, read or said by Cooper there, or maybe in the O-line. The wide receivers kind of were off, couldn't find their alignment. A motion went where it didn't, and then you have the O-line all ready to go. When you have the big guy sitting in your stands ready to go, trust me, he might flinch a little bit.
Second first quarter penalty against Texas Southern. Might be nearing field goal range. On second and long, tight pocket, Cooper, wide side of the field, and short hopped Rory and Richardson. It's third down with 17 ticks left on the opening quarter timer.
Yeah, I'm liking TSU offensive line right now. Good pocket for him. It collapses because the time is running out. He can only hold the pocket for so long. So KJ needed to step up a little bit more. He had the room to do it in the beginning of his progression, but got the ball out there, wasn't able to step all the way through because the penetration came in.
A lot of buzz around California football after that impressive Week 1 performance up in Corvallis. Home crowd trying to urge on this defense to get off the field. Third down and 14. Another tight pocket for Cooper. Hit as he throws, and it's dropped.
Good job by
Zion Claville, the Louisiana Tech transfer. And a likely punting situation here for TSU.
Nice spin move there by the Bear defensive defender at the initial contact, but then on the reception there, got to look it in. Ball's a little low, but get your hands down. He kind of let the ball get to his body before it was an incomplete pass.
So Texas Southern into Bear territory for a second time, but unable to do anything with it. Jeremy Ramirez, a transfer from Mount San Antonio College in Southern California, has been busy this first quarter. Oh, Jacob De Jesus was signaling fair catch, and contact was made.
Yeah, that's the oldest rule in the book right there. Once he fair catches, leave him alone. going to add a little penalty for that. Change the field position a little bit.
Bagwu, the long snapper.
Kick catch interference by the kicking team, number 51. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So De Jesus is a guy who is rarely going to fair catch it, but he does it here. And the long snapper is just in position to really cover. He doesn't realize that he fair caught. He must not have seen it. And
Cal's offense seemingly stuck in the mud here. That could be a nice chunk of change for him. The extra 15 yards on the penalty.
Hey, right now, it'll be some type of momentum right now for them.
Should be the final play of the quarter with 5 seconds left. Grizel in motion. And a straight ahead handoff. Kendrick Raphael with a nice burst across the 30-yard line on a 6-yard carry to put the finishing touches on the opening 15 minutes. Texas Southern through 1 quarter, hanging around with California in Berkeley. Welcome back to Berkeley. Last week, when Jaron Kiave Songapolatele took that initial snap in Corvallis, he joined the elite company of Jared Goff as the only true freshman quarterback to start a season opener. Of course, Goff would go on to be the #1 overall pick out of California a few years later. Jaron was very efficient up in Corvallis against a pretty good Oregon State defense. Hasn't gotten off to the same start in this game, just 4 of 9 for 19 yards. A 3-0 California lead. Raphael breaks free into the open field and ripped down inside the TSU 40.
Good, big, explosive play right there for Raphael, right up the middle. We have a good trap action puller coming across there. I believe that's Minnie's getting the breakout block. And Raphael able to get upfield, elude some guys, pick up a big game, big explosive play right there for Cal.
33-yard run for the NC State transfer. This is JKS on the option run. And down to the 31-yard line for 5 yards.
Well,
a couple nice runs last week.
Yeah, JKS, I'm on a little bit of it. You got the puller coming around, fills the gap, and then offensive line are on their run fits. Good job there, reading it, and being the speed to the hole, through the hole there for Raphael.
Raphael appeared in 23 games last 2 years at NC State. Averaged nearly 5.5 yards per carry. As the marker's down before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It's the right tackle, Braden Miller, in his second year at Cal after 2 years in the Big Ten at Michigan State.
And so many big guys can't hold their water. He was ready to go. He knew it right away. Dropped his head down.
First penalty against Cal. 2nd and 9 for the Golden Bears. And that's knocked away. Jordan King, the intended receiver. And Jaheim Miller was in coverage. Redshirt freshman from Miami Gardens. Spent last year in the FBS at FAU.
Yeah, RPO is a familiar, I'll say, new addition to offensive strategies and concepts now. A lot of people are kind of hip to the game of knowing when that ball's coming out and the timing of it. Defensive back there, good spot on time, able to not make a whole lot of contact to the body as well.
This is an empty set for JKS on 3rd and long. Slings it middle. DeJesus holds it in. A few yards shy of the line to gain. Matthew Cooks quickly wrapped them up. And
good job.
California will keep its offense on the field for now.
This 4th down, they're going for it. I would too by this moment. Coach Wilcox needs momentum. Knows that the offense is a little sluggish right now against his TCU defense. So going for it. Got a little lead, got a little momentum behind you. Good idea here.
Wide 2x2 set. Brandon Hyde, the feature back. Clean pocket, tipped in the air and incomplete.
Good job by the D-line.
DeMarcus Thompson, a 2nd-year Tiger, transfer from Delaware. California native from Corcoran down near Fresno. With the pass deflection on 4th down, and California comes up empty again.
I mean, we got momentum going one direction, and that, whoa, it wasn't even a block. I thought it was one of the D-linemen.
No, I think he'll get credit for it statistically.
He will.
The crown of the helmet.
It worked. Hey, Hey, do what you can, right? Do what you can with everything you got. Did it with his helmet unknowingly right there. But either way, incomplete pass, turnover on downs for Cal Bears right here.
I don't think it would be wrong to say this is a very surprising score at this juncture of the game. It's 3-0 Cal. KJ Cooper back to work, finds Richardson at midfield.
Throws a strike.
There's a nice chunk to open the possession.
Got a nice little, I'd say 15 to 18 yard dig route over the middle, completed. Wide receivers are able to gain separation from the defender and able to follow through, make the catch, and secure the ball all the way to the ground here. Good job there by Richardson.
19 yards from KJ Cooper to Rorian Richardson, the redshirt sophomore who caught his first collegiate touchdown last week. TSU nearing the midfield marker and pushed backwards on a loss of 3. Zay Smith, the tackle for loss, the former FCS defensive tackle at Houston Christian.
Yeah, definitely had some penetration there. Let's see where it came from that left side of the line of scrimmage. We have Smith coming through, actually unblocked, so that makes it real easy for him. He just got to come to balance, which he did, and is able to find who has the ball. That means find ball, get ball, make the tackle there. He's able to create the loss there for TSU.
Jacob Washington's first carry of the season went backwards a couple of yards. On 2nd and 12, California brings just 3. Cooper hit as he throws, dangerous pass, and almost picked off.
I don't know who he was looking for there. He had the cross mesh action going on. You got 2 crosses in the middle, then you have the deep dig again coming across. That was wide open. I think he was going for his tight end there, but if it was an overthrow.
Jordan Sanford almost had the interception downfield.
Good pocket again. Feet are okay on the throw. Just got contact into his chest, but he's a partner. He knows what that's like. So maybe the contact to the chest from the D-line pressure made him maybe overthrow the ball a little bit. But good. So that means good job there by the Bears defensive line.
Texas Southern just 1 for 5 on 3rd down. They need a dozen here. Cooper dances out of the pocket, backpedals, and it's bobbled and incomplete with a late marker down. And it could be for a roughing the passer call against California's defense. Chris Victor, a transfer from Chattanooga, came in late.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 10. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, another good job by TSU offensive line blocking, giving Cooper the time in the pocket, but right here, a little push, a little extra step. Once that ball is out, you got to let up on the quarterback these days. If not, you're going to get the penalty.
That was Jaden Wayne who delivered the late hit on KJ Cooper, the junior outside linebacker who's had previous stops at Washington and Miami. And so a costly penalty puts Texas Southern at the 38-yard line of the California Golden Bears. At the very least, trying to pull even here in the 2nd quarter on the road. This is Washington testing the inside of the defense again and stymied for no gain.
Yeah, we have a lead ISO there. Right between the A and the B gap, not much movement there from the Bears defense. It is a stalemate, so nothing moving on that play right there.
Aiden Kiana-Aina in his 2nd year at Cal after 4 years at Notre Dame was the first man to him on the defense. 2-yard run with the forward progress for Jacob Washington, the junior from Pearland, Texas, who didn't touch it last week.
Timeout. Texas Southern. First charge of the half.
TSU takes timeout. We'll take it with them. Tigers hanging around early with California in the East Bay. This is the 4th trip out to the Golden State in the almost 8-decade history of Texas Southern football. First time since 2008 this afternoon. Last 2 were neutral site games against Shaw University from North Carolina and Norfolk State. Only their 2nd ever true road game here in California since a barn burner down on the Mesa at San Diego State. Leary is blasted. Got back to the line of scrimmage, but that was all, as the big hit was delivered by Luke Pirelli, who had 5 tackles in his first career start last week.
Oh yeah, RPO again, but this time it gets stuffed fast by the Bears defense here. Getting a little motivated there because, you know, they're trying to get some motivation themselves here in this game right now. Offense is not doing much, so defense can try to flare up something with a big hit, big play right there. Good job.
Could make the case if this moves forward, it could be 4-down territory for Texas Southern.
100% easy.
Tigers need the 28, low snap. Pressure coming on Cooper. He lofts it left side. It is incomplete. 50-50 ball. And Brent Austin knocked it away from Jaquan McGee.
Yeah, great job the referee letting these guys play ball right here. A lot of hand movement, a lot of back and forth between the receiver and the defensive back on this play here. You'll watch the ball. Low snap there. Good big blitz pickup by TSU's offensive line and running back. But back and forth right there between defender and receiver. No penalty called there. Just good job on the ball. Once the ball got there, able to get the ball out there, incomplete pass.
So last couple of times Texas Southern's had it right on the cusp of field goal range, but unable to advance any further than that. Ramirez puts a lot on the punt. The wind was blowing that direction earlier, and no surprise to see that land in the paint for a touchback. Another possession where Cal's defense, they bend, they don't break.
Hey, somebody got to have some pride out there right now. And I think Cal Bears defense definitely does. They know what's going on. Hey, we got a slow start. This is a team thing, not just a unit thing, right? This is a team thing. So we got to find momentum. If we could create on our side of the ball, creating turnovers, having big hits, making the tackles. But the biggest thing, don't lose sight of your focus of doing your job, being a defense, and keeping the offense from trying to score the ball from the opposing team. So same here with the offense. It's on the field now. So JKS and his crew got to figure something out, get something going, take one step at a time here.
Cal did have some struggles offensively a season ago. They're hoping the addition of Brian Harsin, the former Auburn, Arkansas State, Boise State head coach, can give them some more consistency. As LJ Johnson Jr., the SMU transfer, with an 8-yard run, make it 9 on his first carry.
They're going to route. Nice rotation between running backs. Now Raphael's touched the ball, has some big runs. Now LJ Johnson, excuse me, has gotten a carry as well.
I'll tell you, the running back room looks completely different than it did a season ago. Off the play fake, quick hitter. It's Morris, the tight end, to the outside. First down to the 38-yard line. Landon Morris making his second catch. You think about some of the guys that carried the bulk of the running game last season for California. Jay Knott left in the spring to Oklahoma. Javian Thomas is down at UCLA now. Running backs coach Aristotle Thompson is now at Northwestern. This is a brand new running back room for the most part for California.
Right, so you got new faces in the room, and then that means they got to get used to the O-line and how they work and how the timing of running some of these plays, and that's why we're kind of seeing some little hit and miss plays in terms of run game and the pass right now.
First down, California at the 39. Sangapuli Tele finds LJ Johnson Jr. out of the backfield, and he's stacked up and thrown backwards after a 2-yard catch and run. Jason Patterson got there first for the Texas Southern defense, a transfer from Duquesne.
Yeah, so maybe it was the fact that it was old Pac-12 rivalry, Oregon State thing last week that had more motivation going in that game, because right now on both offense, defense on the last drive where they actually showed something where, big play, loss of yardage there, where the team has some, moxie to get the ball upfield. So maybe it's something to do with that.
That's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Keltrick Britford.
Flag.
And a marker down. Edric Whitley picked it off after Bitford had the deflection.
So interception here, tip pass. That means timing is still off. We'll see the replay here. Maybe the ball is behind again. That's where the ball has been at all day for JKS. And so right now,
Rolling on the field is an interception after the play was over. Personal foul, late hit, number 14 on the intercepting team. 15-yard penalty, Texas Southern ball, first down.
Edric Whitley, a senior cornerback who had a tackle for loss and a pass deflection last week, comes away with his first career interception as that went off the hands of Keon Grays right into his breadbasket.
Right. Good. I say right spot, right time. Timing a little off. The JKS ball coming out. Or the defenders are getting the timing down. Being the lefty, they're used to it now. That was a deflected ball on a rusher getting close to him to make a tackle. So knowing that and knowing that he's off his rhythm, the defense can now, be more comfortable defending him and trying to stop him and not worried about the threat of the deep balls right now, because right now, no incompletions on any of that. No completions on any of that, excuse me.
Boy, Cal's not relying more on its running game to get things going. They've averaged 7 yards per carry. But instead, their freshman quarterback, just 7 of 15. Now 2 takeaways for Texas Southern's defense in this first half as Jacob Washington gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. TJ Bush knocks him down.
A late hit.
This was the late hit after the interception.
Oh yeah, he's beeline right to the poor offensive lineman there. Like, come on, we're having a rough day already. Don't make it worse. So yeah, definitely personal foul, hitting the back. Cannot do that. That's probably what Coach Dishman is saying to his players right there.
Texas Southern averaging less than 2 yards a carry in this game. Cooper will tuck it with some room to the near side. Dances inside the 40, takes a big hit. Lost the ball late, but quickly pounces back on top of it. It's a first down run for KJ Cooper. He's done a nice job creating with his legs when there's nothing available downfield.
Yeah, good job of getting out the pocket. It collapsed on him. The ball caused the fumble, but good run there to get some yardage. Maybe a first down, or maybe a first down, close to a first down there. And that's something he can do as a quarterback. He has a good arm. Just got to pay attention to some of his footwork when he's throwing the ball. But then when the pocket collapses like he did that last drive or last play, he can get the ball upfield.
Jacob Washington getting the bulk of the carries in the second quarter, has another yard.
And I see TSU trying to speed the tempo up on the offense. This is a good idea because what's going on, the momentum is kind of in flux right now for both teams because TSU is the away team. Trust me, not a lot of fans here, so trying to build their momentum here and quit playing it. That's smart.
Cooper.
He had.
Tried to get it away. It's intercepted. Picked off. Cade Ulawave. Touchdown, California.
Okay. This is where they could find it. Some momentum right now. Defense playing fundamentally, making tackles, and still being in position they need to be in the right position to get that interception right there. Where KJ as a quarterback, sometimes when you lost the battle, that means you're getting sacked in the pocket. Hold on to the ball. Don't try to fling it loose. He thought he saw his receiver in the flat, which he probably did, but the defender was lurking, was able to get that interception and take it to the house.
The officials are checking to see if perhaps Cooper's knee was down before he released it, and it was.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Pick six
is off the table.
More than likely coming back.
But this is a young quarterback. I mean, he's a redshirt junior, so he has some experience. Just this is not that's the no-no for sure.
Knee of the quarterback was down at the 49-yard line before the pass was released.
Yep.
So there's no interception. It's third down at that spot.
All right, good. Some luck there for KJ and his TSU offense there, but
that look says it all.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of a disappointing first half here for Cal. They do get the sack courtesy of TJ Bush Jr., but this Golden Bear fan base, they've been waiting all afternoon to watch their team cross the goal line.
Right, and they did for a second there, but knee was down. Play is gone once the knee hits the ground. Play is over, but with momentum, the ball was able to get flung out by KJ. But something on his side too, redshirt junior there should know better not to do that in that situation. Just hold on to the ball, take the sack, live to the next play, but was able to survive it by knee being on the ground.
So instead of a pick six and a 2-score lead for California, it's third down, 23 yards to go after the TJ Bush sack of KJ Cooper. A second California sack this first half. TSU needs the 29 for a new set of downs. Cooper will step up. May have thrown that beyond the line of scrimmage. It's complete, and it's the necessary yardage to move the sticks for Texas Southern if this stands.
No flag.
And there's no marker down.
No marker down. I don't see it. They may want to. Well, their sideline is not reacting either, so they're taking their time going to the ball right now. So no flag on the play. They missed it here. Let's see. Wide snap again. Penetration there. if he can.
The previous play is under further review to see if the quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage before releasing the pass.
Remember, what we're going to see here, if the whole body was past the line of scrimmage.
Things have gotten a little wonky here midway through the second, huh?
Yes, things have been. So in this rule here, the quarterback's body has to be all the way past the line of scrimmage. If he has maybe just the tip of his toe past the line, I mean, still behind the line of scrimmage, it'll be a completed pass.
All right.
So we'll see after this
See what
break.
the official ruling is on the other side. Well, another big play midway through this second quarter called back after replay review. This wipes out a 25-yard first down catch and run from KJ Cooper to Xavier Phipps, the tight end, after it was determined that Cooper, the quarterback, kind of what we thought, released that beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't sure if it was the 49 or the 48, but it was the 49. Well over. The linebacker basically uncovers because he sees KJ breaks the line of scrimmage, but a little bit too far for KJ.
Another empty possession for Texas Southern after they had their second takeaway against Cal's offense. Jacob DeJesus with a signal and a fair catch back at the 14.
And if I'm Coach Dishman here, going into halftime, very happy with the first half. And now let's find another big play. Let's find something from a player out there offensively, defensively to go do something, because we have there is sort of momentum going their way because of what's going on with Cal's offense and defense. So let's take advantage of that because we're the road team, underdogs as well. So let's make something happen out there. That would be part of my talk here with Coach Dishman and his TSU roster.
Pedestrian start for this California offense. Just 3 points. They've turned it over twice. A much better delivery this time. Jacob DeJesus spun out of bounds just shy of the 35. Joel Williams, who way back in 2019 was a 4-star ESPN 300 recruit that signed with Kentucky. He's still in college football, and he took down Jacob DeJesus after a first down catch and run.
Yeah, Saka Pulatelli here. Good job getting the ball out. Feet planted just right and on target to DeJesus.
Short pass, and Kendrick Raphael is drilled for a loss.
All right.
Jason Patterson, the junior defensive end from Philadelphia, wraps him up, and that play goes backwards 6 yards.
Yes, it does. So with the RPO, you live by it, you die by it. It's been seen a lot. So once the defenders eventually gets into a groove of the game, that's what Patterson saw. He saw the movement in front of him and saw the receiver right there as well, which is DeJesus was able to get the tackle for loss.
Second tackle for loss for this Texas Southern defense this afternoon. On 2nd and 16, Songa Pulatelli finds Hamper. He spins, and down he goes at the Texas Southern 45. So Mark Hamper, the Idaho transfer, honorable mention All Big Sky last year, moves the sticks and puts California in plus territory.
Right. Last couple of plays, Songa Pulatelli is getting in rhythm. Good throw before his receiver even turns out of the route. Good catch also. Trying to make some people miss, but gets tagged by the D tackle.
Cal on the move, tight pocket. Songa Pulatelli is sacked back at midfield.
All right, offensive line breakdown right there.
It's Jason Patterson again.
Yeah, offensive line breakdown there by the Bears. Little spin move, little Dwight Freeney action going on in that right tackle. Able to get Songa Pulatelli to the ground. So slows up the drive that the Bears have going here.
The Duquesne transfer has been very active this first half. Another play that moves backwards for California. Mini in motion. On a straight ahead handoff. Brandon Hyde Jr. busting out of tackles. Somersaults a yard shy of the first down. 14 yards on the carry for the sophomore Brandon Hyde Jr.
That was Raphael on this power again that's been working up the middle pretty good. And I say you got to get more of this because this is the second time he's gone right up the middle on TSU's defense with that power play. First one was a trap. So right now, as a coordinator, I want to chop that up on my memory bank.
First down carry. Raphael taking would-be tacklers with him to the 26-yard line of Texas Southern. This has been California's best offensive possession of the first half.
Exactly, and another, I say, antidote of running RPO action. A defensive line gets tired because the defensive linemen have to bail and try to make sure you cover the ground. Two gets tackled outside the line of scrimmage. So that right there is going on right there with the defensive front.
Off the play fake, a screen out to Hamper, trying to find the edge, and escorted out of bounds by Jaheim Miller.
Yeah, every offensive concept scheme like the RPO, and
Injury timeout.
so between option offense, it wears a team out. And so with that RPO, similar to what I ran when I was at the University of Nebraska, the option offense is an offense that can wear you down slowly but surely. You don't feel it until you see it. Right now, we're seeing it with Cal with their run game, getting Raphael up the field and getting big yardage when the guys are tired up front for TSU.
The 10-2 Jaheim Miller as the Golden Bears are on the move. Neither Texas Southern nor Cal have been in the red zone late in this first half, down to 3 minutes on the second quarter clock, but the Golden Bears have marched 7 plays, 65 yards from their own 14, right on the cusp of the red zone at the Texas Southern 21 out of the injury timeout. On 2nd and 5, a handoff. Raphael lowers the shoulder with a marker down, and a push from the offensive line to give California a new set of downs for the time being.
First or second time Sacapolatelli came under center in the series so far, but now the run game is
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
The right guard, Siawape Vatikani, redshirt junior, playing in his 30th career game at California. Justin Wilcox can't be pleased with his offense's effort this first half.
No, not at all. So little hack for you. So when you see the flag go down on a run play like that, most likely at that timing, most likely offensive line holding on that. Something learned as a running back.
That negates the first down run for Raphael. And now L.J. Johnson Jr. out of the backfield with a short catch and run.
Quick hitting, flat route, scat route as we would call it. Scat route, that means no responsibility on blitz pickup. Get out of the backfield as a receiver as fast as possible. And as a quarterback and as a young quarterback, you want the ball out as fast as well. So right now, trying to make something happen. Pearson in his play calling right here.
Approaching the 2-minute timeout in Berkeley. Neither side has found the end zone yet. On 3rd and long, JKS over the middle has Hamper. Breaks it outside inside the 20. Racing to the edge. He has a first down for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, we got TSU kind of in off coverage, so his own defense watching what works in front of them, keeping the routes in front of them. But
2-minute timeout.
Mark Hamper has been all reliable for Jaron Kiabe Sangapulatele. California on the doorstep for the first time today, trying to build on this 3-point lead late in the first half at home. First 6 possessions for California in its home opener today, just 5 first downs, but this has looked like a much more complete drive from this Golden Bear offense. They've picked up 4 first downs, and Jaron Kiabe Sangapulatele is a perfect 6 for 6 tossing it on this drive.
Yeah, so trying to get in that rhythm. They've gotten there with the run game, mixing with the passes. So right now, let's finish this drive, get the ball in the end zone.
First red zone trip of the day for California with a 1st and 10 at the Texas Southern 12 out of the 2-minute timeout. JKS rolls out, hits his tight end, Mason Minnie. And Minnie inside the 5, right near another California first down. Charles George Jr. brought him down on the perimeter. 9-yard catch and run for the Idaho transfer tight end.
Yeah, I like this formation in the red zone. It's a run formation, but play action off of that. Minnie gets a little bit close to the end zone there.
Kendrick Raphael surging forward and stopped short. Inside the 1. It will give California 1st and goal.
It did look like Raphael was going to explode in the end zone, but the good tackle there by the TCU defender. Keep him short by a yard there. So another power play there. Trap, option, ISO, wrap the middle. Drops his shoulder, gets down there, but elbow touches. Even though he stretched the ball over, they might review it on film maybe. A little stoppage here.
Cal has marched 85 yards on this possession. finally figured some things out against this Texas Southern defense that has 2 first-half takeaways here on the road.
Yeah, surprisingly. So right now, I think it's just a matter of attrition. Both teams playing college football at a slow rate, starting to wear each other down. But right now, TSU.
Game clock operator, let's set the game clock to 1:31 and start it on my signal.
And TSU is the, I'll say, unfortunate victim of that right now. Defensive line's getting a little tiresome out there. Halftime will be coming at a good time.
Cal trying to
1:31. Thank you.
finally punch it in here in the final 90 seconds of the first half. They had 2 touchdowns first 2 possessions of the season up in Corvallis last week. JKS under center. Quarterback. He's in. Touchdown, California.
Like a Cali push there. No tushing. It works. Hey, I say if you got the guys to do it, then do it. Get the ball in the end zone. Good job there. Smart way to do it because it could be penetration to the running back. Easy way to get the ball in. Something that's been incorporated from the NFL level on down is the quarterback sneak has definitely evolved over time, wedging the ball into the end zone. I played rugby for a couple of years after I played in the NFL, so making those scrums just like that. They're going for 2. It looks like they're going for 2 here.
And it's Mason Minnie, the tight end, lowering the shoulder. He gets in for 2.
All right, brings that.
So a successful 2-point conversion. The direct snap to Mason Minnie, the tight end. And it's 11-0 Golden Bears.
Caught TSU off a little bit there. TSU maybe looked like they're ready for special teams there, but then had to move around, and that movement was able to get Minnie some time to get up the field and into the end zone. Good job there by the Bears.
So the Golden Bears, 12 plays, 86 yards. They took almost 5 minutes off the second quarter clock. Charlo on the kick return. Finds some room, bounces it to the outside, wheeling across the 40-yard line. And a terrific return will set up Texas Southern near midfield with 70 seconds left in the half.
Hey, that is a good return right now. So back to the last drive here. Sakapulatelli getting in rhythm here. So Harson, offensive coordinator, in charge of that. So getting some completions there to De Jesus, to Hamper on that last one, and Raphael up the middle, and Hamper right here on another catch and run. Good job getting the ball out of bounds, and then Sakapulatelli finish off in the drive with the quarterback sneak, wedging up the middle to get the Bears up another score.
45-yard kick return from Charlo to open this possession, and a completion to a crossing Jalen Williams, the tight end, second catch. Goes for about 5 yards on first down. Texas Southern still with 2 timeouts as the clock winds inside of a minute.
So yeah, they got to have a little up-tempo here, even though they got 2 timeouts, and get the ball caught, get it out of bounds.
Slings it middle. Jalen Williams again with a first down grab to the 35.
Get the ball set. The clock does stop here at the college level, so get the ball, get set, get your formation set up, go fast. This is where you want to get the ball in the end zone or get in field goal range.
TSU would at least like some points before hitting halftime. Cal brings 4. Cooper with a tight pocket. He'll tuck it and dives inside the 30-yard line to the 29, and Texas Southern takes a timeout.
Thirty-second
back on the
timeout.
first play of this series here. KJ Cooper sitting in the pocket, standing tall, ball right over the middle, complete.
Thank you.
Able to get the ball as tight end. Big first down there. Good job. Now on the run, again, it's beyond 2 minutes. Got 50 seconds or less. Get the ball on the ground, get up, get back to the huddle, get the play call, get the formation set. So TSU is just education in a 2-minute drill right here. Quick, get the ball out of bounds or down it, get the next play going.
It's the 4th time Texas Southern has had the football this area of the field, and haven't gotten close enough yet this first half to attempt a field goal, but at the very least, they'd like to give Christian Avalar an opportunity, who's got a career long of 38.
Because right now, you get the ball in the end zone, 3 points, 6, 7 points. I believe Cal might have had the ball out of the start. think that first series, so that means TSU will get the ball out of half, maybe? Have a daily double.
Cooper being chased. He'll take off again and wisely gets to the sideline and out of bounds at the 22-yard line of the Golden Bears.
Yeah, good job by the redshirt junior from El Paso to get the ball, able to break the pocket again, something that Cal has been given to him all day, but able to also to get the ball out of bounds on this short drive. Still has only one timeout now, 21 seconds to go, so in a good spot.
Got to take a shot to the end zone here, right?
100%. You got first down and 10. One of these balls, at least 2 or 3 got to get to the end zone.
Davion Ford, the feature back. Texas Southern knocking on the door of the red zone for the first time today. Cooper, dangerous pass, intercepted. Hezekiah Massis, 2 weeks, 2 picks.
Yes, he has. I say a guy that right now he is the lucky charm in the right place at the right time. Ball gets tipped on the throw by KJ Cooper here by the pressure, and then that throw throws the timing off to his receiver, and then Mass is able to react to that, gets the interception. Good ball skills, guys. Second week getting the interception. Good job by the Bears defense stopping TSU's offense.
4th career interception for Hezekiah Massis, the FIU transfer who opted for Cal over K-State and Oklahoma State when he was in the transfer portal last winter.
And right now it's in this game for Massis doing a good job paying off. Right now, Cal Bears, 11 seconds to go here. They have all 3 timeouts,
JKS drops to throw. TSU brings 4. Rolling out and throwing wide of Kendrick Raphael, the intended target out of the backfield.
And just don't want to, if you're going to throw the ball away, throw it away. that's an old, I say coaching thing is when I used to pay attention to Brett and Aaron. When you're going to throw the ball, throw it away. He wasn't sure about that, kind of in between of trying to make the pass a completion to not, hey, just throw it all the way out of bounds so you have no shot of creating a tip ball or interception.
Reminder to stay with us at the half. We'll be joined by California General Manager Ron Rivera, who's brought a lot of buzz back to this program. And a Kendrick Raphael 9-yard carry will be the final piece of the opening 2 quarters here in Berkeley. Texas Southern hanging around with California.
Yes, they are.
But the Golden Bears able to add 8 to what was a field goal lead for much of this first half in the final 2 minutes of the second quarter. 11-0 Golden Bears. California in its 2025 home opener over Texas Southern at the half. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. 67 degrees, week 2 action under the sunny skies of Berkeley, California, inside California Memorial Stadium. Give credit to Texas Southern, the Tigers from the SWAC hanging around with Cal. 11-0 through a couple of quarters of football this afternoon. With the Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer, I'm on green. I'm Chris Sylvester, and it took a while for Cal's offense to find a rhythm that first half, but they had to that final sequence there, getting the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to build this to a 2-score lead at the break.
Yeah, it's an education of two different games, right? The Oregon State game, everything starts fast, and Sacapolatelli is hitting the ball, hitting his receivers. Now there's a little slowdown, right? Inaccurate, a little bit off, but slowly as the game went on, that's when things got hot. You saw the tip interception right there, behind his receiver on this throw right there. Then another tip ball now led to an interception. So you come to the sidelines as a coach, you got to get these guys going in the right direction. Here is making the adjustments to offensive coordinator, get a completed pass there to De Jesus, and then Hamper wide open here, sitting another soft coverage here for Hamper to get open and try to make something with his leg, but then finish that drive with a push up the middle wedge with the quarterback sneak action, but took a few plays, a couple series for the young freshman to get in rhythm. So this is 2 educations of being a starter in a D1 level of football right here. So you had, like I said, great start against Oregon State, but a slow start here, but learning how to manage that to get back where you can still hit consistent passes.
California has been able to run the football through 2 quarters against this Texas Southern team, averaging more than 7 yards a carry, 108 of the Golden Bears' 219 total first half yards on the ground that first half. Chris Dishman's squad, though, has to be happy to be within just 2 scores here coming out of the break.
Very happy to have come on the road to hold a team that last week put up 30-plus points in a game against a rival. They lose to their rival by 1 point, so it shows a lot for this team to come up a road trip. Not as I say, the one thing that helped them, and it's a plus, the weather is to their liking. Coming from Texas, I live there, right in the Houston area. It's 90+ with a high humidity rate. No humidity here in East Bay right here. Weather's great, so now you still got to play competitive football. Right now, they're hanging in there.
California's got it good on the first Saturday of September. Across the bridge from the city by the bay here in Berkeley. Beautiful afternoon in Strawberry Canyon as Abram Murray puts the right leg to it. And it's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Texas Southern knocked on the door of field goal range quite a bit that first half, but could never come away with any points.
No, exactly. So that would be the emphasis point, right? We're here, you know, from Coach Dishman. We're here. We put up a fight. We've held them to 11 points in the first half, but our offense has to do these things. Get in the run zone. We got to get some points out of it, even if it's a field goal. Got to do that. That means we got to be clean with the ball. We saw the 1 sack of Cooper where it was going to be a big play, but his knee had touched the ground. If it wasn't for that, that could have been a big change of the score on the board. So right now, play some clean football. They can move the ball against this Bear defense. They have did it in the first half so far.
J.J. Cooper at the controls. 6'5" redshirt junior from El Paso, Texas. And a handoff to Athian Renfro. It doesn't go for much. Luke Farrelly leads the charge for the California defense. And that's something Texas Southern has struggled to do against this Golden Bear defensive unit through a couple of quarters. Run the football effectively.
Yeah, I believe the Bears defense, the strength of their defense is with their defensive line front and the 2 linebackers in the back for their Farrelly, making tackles, making plays, and making it hard for the TSU's offense run game to get going.
Hezekiah Massis had a pick in the red zone late in the first half to prevent Texas Southern from putting more than nothing in the point column. A short completion over the middle to Xavier Phipps. The UTEP transfer taken down by T.J. Bush Jr. 5 yards shy of the first down. They're calling this place DBU under Justin Wilcox.
Well, because you got good receivers coming out of here too. Because you remember, Sean Jackson came out years ago. So with that, you got all these DBs that are able to develop and get better, knowing they have to deal with it in practice against top receivers.
3 DBs from California were taken in the NFL draft earlier this year, as well as Teddy Buchanan, a linebacker. So 4 starters from the Bears defense in their first ACC campaign last year are now on 53-man rosters. This is 3rd down for Texas Southern. Cooper completes it. It's Phipps trying to stretch that football to the 35.
He's trying to.
And it's a half a yard short. I tell you, Texas Southern, wouldn't you like to see them keep the offense on the field here?
I say from Chris Dishman's standpoint, yes. Because why? Because then they were wearing down their defense, we're wearing down the clock and giving ourselves an opportunity to score points on the offensive side of the ball. So yes, we want that. So right here, most likely it's a 4th down thing going on. So it's 4th and 1. We're going to give it a try right here by Coach Dishman.
California Memorial Stadium comes to its feet, but not before Texas Southern wants to talk things over.
Texas Southern. First of the second half.
Well, Chris Dishman wants to think about it. 4th and a foot to go?
Something like that.
30-second timeout.
And the way the run game's going, you may get it. It's tough, but maybe a RPO, but we've seen the defenses on both sides of the ball kind of used to that right now. So you got to find something here where it's going to be an effort play right here for the TCSU offensive line and the run game to go get this first down.
There were 2 FCS victories over FBS programs in week 1. Austin Peay beat Middle Tennessee State. Tarleton State, a double overtime triumph in West Point over the Army Black Knights. Texas Southern trying to stay in the fight here. Down just 11 at California. Opening possession of the 3rd quarter. And after the timeout, Texas Southern will elect to punt. Do you like the call?
I say maybe early in this half. Still have an opportunity later in the half and later in this game. So I say this is an okay for me. I'm not going to dispute it too bad because obviously if you don't get this, Cal has the ball in field, good field position if the ball's not converted to a first down.
Busy day for Jeremy Ramirez continues as that one lands out of bounds at the 35. Texas Southern's defense has kept them in this game.
Yes, they have. Penetration up the middle, stopping the run game, creating turnovers, tip passes by Saka Pulitelli early in the game, helped them stay in the game as well. So right now, he's got to find some, I say, offense or ways to, like what Cal Bears defense has done, create problems for their offense as well.
Wide side of the field, Tron Grizel has it and has a first down California. Baker's dozen on the completion as Jaron Kiave Sangapulitele opens the third quarter with a connection. His 15th completion of the afternoon.
Yeah, RPO City, excuse me. It's been something that for years I always looked at the RPO knowing this came from what I used to run at the University of Nebraska, the option offense. Just now you throw the pass element in there, starting to wear down this TSU defense.
First catch for Tron Grizel. Got a touchdown last week. Hamper with his team-leading 4th target. And grab will move the sticks again for the Golden Bears.
So right now we got a good concept of stuff going on. We got coordinator Harson seeing what's going on with the TSU defense, knowing they're not playing, they're not going to sit in man right now. They're going to sit in zone, and that's good because now Harper and other receivers could get open, just sit in the zone and sit in the sweet spot in the open zone.
Kendrick Raphael wrapped up after a 2-yard run.
Raphael having a good first half there. 86 yards, 10.8 yard per carry average right there. Having some big explosive plays up the middle. Not much right there on that run, but right now they're in good field position, trying to get the ball in the end zone one more time.
Raphael getting the bulk of the carries for California today. The Naples, Florida native by way of NC State. Playing his 2nd career game here at California Memorial Stadium. Golden Bears hosted the Wolfpack last year, and Raphael had 6 carries in that game. Sangapulitele showcasing the arm strength again as he gets that one out to the wide side of the field. It's another first down for Cal.
Yeah. And Chris, another thing we haven't really brought up a lot is the depth of TSU's both sides of the ball. Right now, TSU, both sides of the ball, they have 2 men deep. Cal is at 2 or 3, maybe 4 at some positions. So right now, you got the attrition coming in of the endurance of the defensive line, defensive backs right now that are on display right now, that Cal knows that the guys are getting a little tired out there on the football field.
9 yards of the completion to Torres. Here's the Jesus. Knifing through the middle, inside the 5. And the Golden Bears take it down to the 1 on the 25-yard completion from JKS to JDJ, dare we say.
There we go. Quick ball out again by Sangapulitele to De Jesus up the field. Defense is way off. Like in the red zone, I'm like, I want my defense to be in the face. They're a little off, and that's why you saw the big explosive play there.
Raphael trying to lower the shoulder. Instead, he gets pushed backwards. Texas Southern rises to the occasion on 1st and goal, and nothing doing for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, we have a little, inside fullback type of play, trying to just grind it out, get the touchdown on that run. But Texas Southern said, nope, not today, not right now.
Cal trying to stretch this to a 3-score game. JKS under center. Raphael with a marker down in for a California touchdown.
Illegal substitution against the defense.
Ooh.
12 men.
Tempo.
Penalty is declined, and the result is a touchdown.
So that's a good job by Sangapulitele. Brian Harsin, the offensive coordinator, getting the plays in fast where TCU cannot rotate their defensive front end. Either linemen or linebackers getting confused of who needs to be on their field. So good job by that offense.
Raphael
seeing that and still taking advantage of it.
7 plays, 65 yards. And you question the decision to not go for it on 4th down and about a foot to go, albeit where Texas Southern was area of the field coming out of halftime.
It was probably maybe didn't have the right play call up. Because sometimes when you want to go for it like that and you got field position going on against you right now, that's what TSU has with balls around the 30-yard line. That's probably went across Coach Dishman over his mind, through his mind with his coordinator. So could have gained some momentum there, could have not, but now see what happened. You know, getting a touchdown here for Takapulatelli on offense.
Raphael's first touchdown in a Golden Bear uniform, 5th of his college career, and it's a 3-score game in Berkeley. Well, there's been a trend around HBCU college football lately. Michael Strahan, of course, Texas Southern's defensive lineman of the late 80s, early 1990s. What a star he was in his NFL career as a player and now as a personality in retirement. Coach Prime got his start at Jackson State, led them to a Celebration Bowl victory in his 2nd season before departing for Colorado. Eddie George just left Tennessee State after 4 years at the helm of that Tigers program, now an FBS coach at Bowling Green.
Yep.
And Michael Vick, this offseason, the 4-time Pro Bowler, ex-NFL quarterback, named the head coach at Norfolk State. We should also add Cal alum, Cal legend Deshaun Jackson, now the head coach at Delaware State, another HBCU. It's been a terrific trend. Chris Dishman, the Texas Southern head coach, had a long NFL career,
yes,
and he talked about just HBCUs have given these former NFL players trying to get into coaching opportunities.
Hey, well, I say one, we need them, and I say just having the experience that we have on the NFL level and the college level, regardless if we went to a D1 or a HBC, we just bring that experience that a lot of kids would definitely love to know and learn at a young age.
California starting this possession in plus territory. Jacob DeJesus tripped up just shy of the 25-yard line. Edric Whitley, who had an interception back in the first half. Senior from Austin, 2nd-year Tiger by way of Kilgore College. And it's 3rd down about 3 for California in field goal range of the 25.
Yep, sweet play with DeJesus, try to get his speed and quickness to the edge. Just tripped up, with being more of a play, more yardage on that play.
Ron Grizel in motion. Off the play fake. He hits Hamper. JKS on the money. And that'll move the sticks for California. Jaheim Miller back in the game. Injured earlier, made the stop. Golden Bears back in the red zone.
Yeah, that's that RPO look they've been seeing all day, where the receiver Hamper or whoever the slot receiver is finds that soft spot in the zone, and right now it's been wide open because I believe Texas Southern University's defense getting a little tired.
JKS tucks it, trying to deliver a stiff arm, and out of bounds inside the 15.
Yeah, double pumped on that RPO action. The defense was hip to the game here. He was about to throw it out there. 2 defenders right there with their hands up. Smart decision by the freshman quarterback to get the ball out of bounds and not create a bad play for him in his offense. He's trying to find his spot there. He's like, I got my lefty a sling where I could maybe underhand it over there, but you know what? Let me just be smarter than the average Bear and get the ball out of bounds.
That is first collegiate touchdown run earlier in this game. O.J. Johnson Jr. with a sidestep down to the 12, putting California in 3rd and 2.
And right now, the offense for California could just not quite on cruise control, but get to that point to where you start running your plays, hitting your yardage play by play, 2-3 yards here with the run, and big, 5 to 10 with passing routes. That's mean you could sell. The defense is kind of laboring, and you can get into a rhythm a lot faster.
High formation. O.J. Johnson Jr. left side surge down to the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
That right there reminded me of my days at Green Bay when the run game was working, offensive line getting to the run fits. The plays become clear for the running back, and you see the running back sees the blocks open up the hole for him, and he gets into the end zone. Nice little 5-yard scamper.
L.J. Johnson Jr. finishing his college career here in Berkeley.
Outside read, gets able to bounce it outside. Hole opens up. We got Johnson on the tight end getting the big block to finish off the defender, and Johnson gets it in, so literally untouched.
Texas A&M, 2 years at SMU. And now at Cal, L.J. Johnson Jr., his 12th career touchdown, puts the Golden Bears up 25 in their home opener.
Right now, that defense is getting tired.
California has found its footing on offense. They were held almost the entirety of the first half without a touchdown. A JKS sneak just before the break put them up 11-0. Kendrick Raphael, LJ Johnson Jr. have both found pay dirt here in the third quarter. 25-0. The Golden Bears starting to create some separation. 2 touchdowns on both of their third quarter possessions. And now it's a 4-score game against Texas Southern from the SWAC. Kirian Charlo had a 45-yard kick return late in the first half and doesn't have much here as he's spilled at the 21.
TSU's getting a little restless on defense, a little worn out. Cal Bear offense has been consistent, like you mentioned in the third quarter here, Chris, getting the ball down the field in the end zone. So that is definitely on the minds of that TSU defense right now.
Texas Southern's been held to just 115 yards of total offense. They start this possession at their own 21. Cooper over the middle. It's Jalen Williams, the senior tight end, transfer from Division II Saginaw Valley State, and a 5-yard gain on first down.
And that's been Cooper's favorite target, Williams, right now. Play action, and Williams coming over the middle. Hopefully he can find some other receivers that are open on the field there. Try to make some bigger plays downfield.
Team high 4 catches now for Williams, the Detroit, Michigan native. Out of the belly of Renfro into the outside, Leary sidesteps his way and has a first down, Texas Southern. Trenton Leary, preseason all-SWAC second teamer, 2 catches last week. And that is his 3rd catch today.
You have short pass here, make some room, try to find a first down, gets it. Dink and dunk can work as well. Try to find a way to get something going here to get some points on the board for the Texas Southern defense or offense.
Texas Southern picked to finish 4th among 6 teams in the SWAC's West Division. The SWAC is the only FCS conference that has a conference championship game. KJ Cooper with some room to the outside and scampers out across the 40. It's a first down run for the TSU quarterback, 14 yards.
Yeah, something we know he that KJ has with his legs, able to step up in the pocket. There's nothing there to throw. Let me just run around here and get a first down. He's able to do that. Gets actually outflanks the defense on that play, something that is a no-no, but right now the Bears defense has control over this game.
New set of downs for Texas Southern, 7 yards shy of midfield. Cooper with a blitz coming, tried to dump it off to Renfro, who dropped the football.
Got to focus on the ball. Ball hits your hands. Young running back, got to look it in.
Zay Smith hurried the quarterback. He spent his last 4 seasons not far from Texas Southern at Houston Christian out of the Southland.
Was able to see the ball to the hands, but maybe the sunlight or just looking too far ahead, looking upfield. Yeah, his head turned right there a little bit, looking upfield to see where the blockers are, which is not a bad thing, but you also got to make sure you secure the pass, secure the catch, because it was almost a lateral pass there to get the ball in.
Golden Bears led 11-0 coming out of halftime. They've scored 2 touchdowns here in the third. Cooper and through the hands of Rorian Richardson, incomplete.
Yeah, pockets there, good pass, just a little high, but catchable there. So receiver got to give a little effort, get that ball.
California has 2 new defensive coordinators this year. Terrence Brown, Vic So'oto splitting the defensive coordinator duties. Peter Sermon, who coordinated the defense last year and the last 5 seasons, left to coach linebackers in the NFL with Kellen Moore's New Orleans Saints earlier this year. And Well, both Brown and So'oto have to be pleased with the defensive effort from Cal here in week 2 so far.
Yeah.
A 4-man rush on Cooper. He sets his feet. Now he's off balance. Finds Leary, who slips away to the outside and has a first down for Texas Southern past midfield to the 44.
All right, Texas Southern has a little fight left. Is not going to show what the scoreboard says right here. Good job by Cooper buying some time for himself, but also getting the ball to an open receiver. Then receiver, good job by making people miss and making a little space for himself to get that first down. So the fight and the grit is here for the TCU Tigers right now to try to get the ball in the end zone.
It's the second time today Texas Southern has converted successfully on 3rd down. Haven't seen much of Davion Ford, the senior tailback who had 14 carries last week. Only gets 1 here.
So like I said earlier, Chris, the TCU has moved the ball so far in this game. So right now, this drive is showing that right here. So trying to get this ball upfield, but also be smart with the ball. Don't try to make no big plays. Take what the defense gives you and continue to march this ball down the field for TSU.
Texas Southern only averaging 2.5 yards per carry against California's defense through almost 3 quarters this afternoon. Final 2 minutes of the 3rd.
Adjustment, running back trying to figure it out.
And delay of game penalty will push TSU back 5 yards.
Delay of game. Offense. Number 10. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Yeah, only their 2nd penalty of that, but probably 1 too many, especially a good time when you got momentum on this drive going. You don't want to lose that momentum with error in just the play caller trying to relay the message to the offensive line or the running back there.
Texas Southern lost at Rice, a nearby FBS back home in Houston, 69-7 last year, putting up a much better fight today in their first ever ACC game. First time they've played in California since 2008. And trying to punch back after watching Cal score 2 touchdowns out of the break. Cooper on the move. And ruled a completion for now to the 35-yard line to set up 3rd and manageable for Texas Southern.
So one thing KJ Cooper has done is always step up in the pocket even when it's not there, and that's what he does here on this play right here. Goes to his progression from left to right and then steps up because there's a nice little hole in the middle. Just falls short of the line of scrimmage from the last penalty in the first half. Was able to complete the ball. It was a low ball, but able to get it completed and close to a first down here for his offense.
A nice grab made by Jalen Williams, the tight end, to keep that off the turf.
Yeah, helping his quarterback out.
It's Davion Ford lowering the shoulder and picking up first down yardage to the 30 for TSU. Luke Farrelly finally made the stop on him. The young man they know as Scooter around the TSU campus. Scooters his way for a first down.
Good one. I like that one. That was a dad joke, but it's a good one, though. Maybe he rides the scooter around campus.
Well, Scooter just lost his helmet. Hopefully he's wearing a helmet when he rides his scooter, if he has one.
True. Very true.
Wouldn't you think the nickname comes from something like that?
Something like that, riding a scooter on campus, or something he found out his family called him when he was younger. You know, the one thing you got to own it, and I think he owns it if you know it. You're saying it on air right now.
Ford had lost his helmet on that last carry that went backwards, so it stops the clock at 16 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. A 3rd quarter where California has outscored Texas Southern 14-0. Tigers don't have to snap it again, but they do. On 2nd and long, Cooper trying to step away from pressure, and it's almost picked off.
Oh, got flagged.
And Cooper was drilled after he released it.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 0. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That is the end of the 3rd quarter.
So Cooper helped, you know.
Cade Uluwave, captain of this Cal defense, with a rare mistake.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was 1-2 steps and a hit. That's what makes a flag right there.
Tough news for California's defense in between the third and fourth quarters here in Berkeley. Cade Ulawave, who was initially called for roughing the passer, the final play of the third, this has been upgraded to a targeting penalty, so he's gone for the fourth quarter of this game, and now he's out for the first half next week when the Minnesota Golden Gophers come to town.
Yeah, and they got
that's a huge loss. He's the captain of their defense, all ACC last season, Pac-12 defensive freshman of the year 2 years ago.
72. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's a tough way to lose your guy on defense.
It is, and so it's just everything that happens here, good and bad on the football field, is lessons learned. So Cade is going to get a hard lesson here of knowing when to let up. You know, it's a linebacker's nature to be physical the whole game, right? But when you're at a moment where you hit this player, you hit the quarterback, and it does nothing, you know, it means nothing. That's what happened. Unfortunately, it means something for him and him losing game time.
Minnesota coming to town next week. PJ Fleck and his Golden Gophers have opened 2-0 at 59 first half points today at home against Northwestern State. That's on target to Rorion Richardson down to the 5. And for the first time this afternoon, it's first and goal, Texas Southern.
Yeah, so we got Cooper opening up to the wrong side, but okay, yeah, it was definitely wrong side, because I was maybe sometimes a running back sees a blitz pickup, but no, that was definitely wrong side. But Richardson able to help him out on the throw, just a little high if he would have kept his feet. But that's where Cooper's got a little bit off because of the play action fake right there. A good running catch, I say throw and catch by him and his receiver.
On first and goal, they'll spot it back at the 7. Cooper on the move with a marker down and an incompletion. Big hit delivered by Brent Austin, the senior corner from San Bernardino, a transfer from South Florida.
We got a flag on the play, but good hit there by Austin.
Marker down in the area of holding.
Oh, holding. And this is where
holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Braden Kane up front.
Yeah, this would be all good teaching tape for Coach Dishman and his team once they get back home to Texas, to where, you know, you're in the game, you're playing in the game, right there, hold across 47 jersey. Got to let them go eventually 1 point. But knowing how to stay disciplined in your fundamentals, you know, keeping your feet, that's just a footwork problem. He needs to move his feet. That tackle needs to move his feet more to keep his body in position to where his hands does not have to do the penalty as the flag was thrown.
Well, you know, California would like to keep this shutout intact. The penalty moves the football back to the 17.
Definite motivation for that Bear defense.
Cooper, incomplete, off the hands of Kirian Charlo. Josiah Wagner in coverage, and it's third down.
Yeah, if I'm a defensive player, for sure, playing clamp defense, keeping them out of the end zone for 4 quarters, and seeing that on the schedule later in the year, you know, that's all about pride. So just kind of stay fundamentally sound, read the offensive formation, see what this is a previous play where they could seek out the formation from that standpoint, and watch the concept of routes as a screen, as an RPO that's been going on today. A lot of RPO passes by both sides of the offenses. So let's see here on this third and 11.
Delay of game.
Delay of game.
Offense number 10. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Penalties have been costly for TSU.
Yeah, it's getting them at the wrong time. This is not the time. Obviously, you have a little bit of momentum cooked up right now. And now with the holding and now the delay of game, that's where all that wind and momentum in your cells is going down, going nowhere right now.
Third and 16 after the delay of game penalty. Texas Southern just 3 for 11 on third down today. First down line at the 7. Cooper trying to keep it alive. End zone incomplete. And a double coverage looking for Trenton Leary. And it brings up fourth down.
Hey, good job by Cooper again, knowing how to get out of the way. Get out of the pocket, out of danger. Almost just get out there, lift the legs up there, but still, just throw it out of bounds. Still get, you know, throw it higher, you know, for my sake as a coach. to make sure the ball does not, if you had nobody open over there, just throw the ball way up into the sky. Give it to a fan in the stadium seats back there, just to make sure we don't turn it over and we don't miss the opportunity to get 3 points here.
This will be a 39-yard attempt to try and get Texas Southern some points. Christian Aguilar. He drills it.
Points
the senior from Huntsville, Texas, gets Texas Southern in the point column. 39-yard field goal. And Texas Southern finally has some points here in Berkeley. It's only week 2 of the 2025 season, and California in its home opener up 25-3 over Texas Southern with Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer Amon Green. Chris Sylvester on hand, our producer Doug Whitehorn, director Michael Dressman from Strawberry Canyon, as they call it, here on the California campus in Berkeley, the East Bay of Northern California. Golden Bears will be back here next week in a golden matchup. Golden Gophers of Minnesota, Golden Bears of Cal. Jacob DeJesus with a nice kick return up to the 38. We'll look at the upcoming schedule for California. And, well, Golden Bears with some favorable draws in the ACC. No Miami, no Florida State, no Clemson.
Very good. So no headaches, pretty much, right? But no, you still got to play these games regardless. I watched the Duke game a little bit earlier today. They had a tough one out there against Illinois, but a good team all around. North Carolina, obviously, potentially getting a win later today against Charlotte. So good schedule there.
And I think what's good too for California, they only have 3 road games in the Eastern time zone.
Oh wow, that's useful.
Kendrick Raphael surging to the 43-yard line for 6 yards on first down. Got one more non-conference road game, does Cal, at San Diego State. We'll see how the Aztecs look up on the Palouse against Washington State tonight. Oregon State, whom Cal beat pretty handedly last week, lost at home again today to Fresno State. But the Beavers posted 528 yards of total offense. Almost outgained Fresno State by 200 yards in that game, yet they lost by 2 possessions. Raphael works into plus territory.
Yeah, for Oregon State, that must have been turnovers at the wrong time, basically. So, but Raphael, nice little run up the middle. ISO, up, straight up. Nothing, fancy about that. Just up the field, guards double up to the linebackers and D-line. And you see a crevice that pops open for him. Raphael gets up. He's been doing this all day, close to 100 yards so far, probably over 100 by now. So having a good day running the ball because Sakapalolali, sorry, messed that up, was having a slow start in the beginning of the game.
Well, JKS, as they call him around these parts, true freshman quarterback. In week 2, trying to put together another terrific outing today. Didn't get off to a great start for Jaron Kiave Songapola-Tele, who was the ACC Rookie of the Week following his 3-touchdown effort at Oregon State. But he's done a nice job to settle in there in the second half.
100%. Good jump cut by Raphael on that last play there. But Songapola-Tele just finding his rhythm, right? Because as a quarterback, once you're in rhythm like he was last week, hard to get back to it sometimes, and that was the finding that started this game. So now he's got 2 lessons learned that he can now continue to get better and grow as a quarterback.
Empty set here for the true freshman quarterback from Eva Beach, Hawaii. And he finds Tron Grizel, who stumbles down to the 20.
The turf monster there on Tron. Make a move on the DB. Defensive right now, again, they're, to me, looking a little tired, a little rest for the weary, so they're off coverage, way off coverage. So Grizel grabs the ball, makes a move, and has time and space. Looks like he maybe, hopefully his knee is okay as well. Like I said, turf monster sometimes is not friendly to you.
Grizel just reached the 1,000-yard milestone last week up in Corvallis. Off the play fake. That's juggled, held onto by Jordan King, who's strung out down at the 15.
Another play action RPO look. You had the crosser coming underneath for the fake handoff, but also is the receiver on the play to pick up a few yards, keep the clock rolling, and starting to, like I said, starting to wear this defensive line out. And I said they probably hit the wall prior the end of last quarter. So this is something right now, just a matter of time before this ball gets in the end zone.
5th red zone trip for California. And a marker down on a short run. Jay Johnson Jr. only got 1.
Potential hold on this one. Potential.
Holding, offense number 86, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
I could call it when I see it. When you get the pre-snap, or I say you get the snap and then it's a run, and right after the ball carrier gets the ball, flag drops on the ground, most likely is the offensive line trying to do something they should not be doing. Let go of the pads.
That was Jeffrey Johnson, 5th-year senior tight end from Manhattan Beach down south. California penalized for a 6th time today. Off the play fake. That's behind Jaden Dixon-Veal. Didn't have any catches last week. The Purdue transfer, who's back in the Bay Area, was briefly at the College of San Mateo out of high school.
Soccer Balotelli probably got a little glare from the sun there throwing to that side of the field because he had a wide open receiver right there.
It is an after dark game next week when Minnesota comes to town, so that won't be much of a factor for the Golden Bears Week 3 contest. 3rd and long. He zips it in there, but it's dropped by Grizel.
Nice touch on it. Timing the young freshman has with these touch passes over the middle or up the seam as he does, it's just amazing. But right now the receiver has to do his job and catch the ball. The ball is where it should be. Good job by Soccer Balotelli getting in the right spot, but his receiver has to finish the play there. Could have been a touchdown. But now we're settling for 3.
Been a few costly drops today. Chase Meyer will have an opportunity on a 43-yard attempt. And a perfect drop through. So the redshirt junior who's been all over the place. Penn, Tulsa, Penn State. Now in Berkeley. And he knocks through his 2nd field goal as a Golden Bear. It's a 25-point game again with 10:18 to play. Week 2 in Berkeley, newfound ACC country here in the East Bay, California Memorial Stadium. Golden Bears in their 2nd year as members of the ACC, up 28-3 over Texas Southern. 10:18 to play. Short kick to keep it away from Charlo. And, well, I don't know if you're supposed to take a knee there, although he may have signaled fair catch. If, in fact, he did, it would take the ball out to the 25. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't.
Knee to the turf, out of the end zone. Unless, of course, you're in victory formation.
Yeah, that's it. Best playing football right there.
Texas Southern, last time they had it, a possession north of 9 minutes, and they finally got some points.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, kicking team number 13. 15-yard penalty, 1st down. Game clock operator, let's put 10:18 back up on the game clock. Thank you.
It's on Boom Jock, the Colorado State transfer.
Come on, Boom. Guess he tried to lay the boom on somebody.
Colorado State in some hot water right now against their FCS opponent, Northern Colorado, up 10-0 at the break over the Rams in Fort Collins. It's one of those programs headed towards the new Pac-12 next summer.
Next year, yeah. Right now only has 2.
It's the Pac-2 right now.
Right, which is so obviously weird, strange to see that.
Trenton Leary, 5 yards before Isaiah Crosby delivered a pop. This was the penalty on the kickoff. I don't know if it was there.
Really? Yeah, I don't really see anything. Maybe the push, the second push, maybe.
No, we didn't see Boom jocking that shot. Must have happened elsewhere. This is 2nd and 5. Cooper, wide side of the field, completes it, but Charlo doesn't get anything.
Yeah, the short passes, RPO game is something that by the 4th quarter, unless you got great timing or you've been mixing it up with the run game too, you got to have something that's going to keep the defense honest, and nothing else has been doing that. So right now, the defenders, from the linebackers to the defensive backs, they could key in on the receiver, just doing a quick turnaround, a turn flat, and get to them and stop them for a short game.
9 minutes to play in Cal's 2025 home opener. It was 11-0 at halftime. Golden Bears have scored points on all 3 of their second half possessions.
Cal.
The second half
First
look
of the second half.
Look how it's supposed to look in the first half.
Justin Wilcox talked about the want to see his team play better football week by week this year. We asked him what the ceiling is for this California team. Just wanted to see weekly by weekly improvement. No question, perhaps Cal's toughest pre-ACC game is next week when Minnesota comes here. Golden Gophers are 2-0. They've always been really good defensively under P.J. Fleck.
They're scrappy like he was as a player.
California 6-7 in their first ACC season last year, but they feel like they could have been much better than that. They opened 3-0, including a win at Auburn early last season. Then they lost 4 straight, all by 5 points or fewer. I mean, they were that close to being 7-0 out of the gate. Obviously, the Miami game comes to mind. Squandered a huge second half lead here early October last year when College Game Day made their way out west. And there were some other frustrating losses. That's off the hands of Xavier Phipps on 3rd down and incomplete with Aiden Manutai in coverage.
Yeah, with that in mind, it's just about development. You know, learning the experience, getting in the experience of knowing, you know, it's a tight game and knowing how to convert and play without overthinking things, not, you know, being quick instead of slow or slow instead of quick. So just knowing how to handle the situation and not the situation handle you when you're in those tight situations in the game.
Punt time again for Jeremy Ramirez. A sky-high kick to Jesus from his own 12. Trying to bust it out the other way, but a terrific tackle made on special teams to limit the return. Bryce Butler on special teams for Texas Southern. First career 100-yard game for California's NC State transfer running back Kendrick Raphael this afternoon.
Yes, indeed. The power game has been working for Raphael in offense. Every time just following that tight end or guard pulling across, sticking to the inside hip. He's been doing that masterfully the whole game. The tackle right there was the lead blocker. Now the tight end coming in, bleeding up into the hole. So right there, wearing out this Texas Southern defense right now has just been something for him, productive and getting his 100-yard day.
JKS with a sidearm toss and an absolute beauty to Karan Adams, who's got a first down and more to the 35 before Justice Ugo shoved him out of bounds. 25 yards on the pass play.
Got to be close on that tackle. It looked like it was maybe a couple steps out of bounds. It's not being a penalty on that throw or on that tackle. But nice throw by Sakapatevelli to his receiver there.
Raphael's previous career high was a 90-yard effort last year against Clemson. On first down, Raphael with a marker down. Pushed backwards, but does have the first down. Jaheim Miller finally brought him to the turf.
And Raphael right now has the hot hand, is in rhythm.
Offensive holding, number 66, 10-yard penalty, first down.
There's a lot of different ways I think California will look back at this game. I think there will be frustrations from the offensive staff, from the offensive players, but keep in mind what this group looked like last year. You had Fernando Mendoza at quarterback. He's at Indiana now. Jaden Ott, Javian Thomas were the top 2 tailbacks. They're elsewhere now. Jack Endries, who was their top pass catcher last year, is a tight end at Texas now, and Isaiah Hunter is at your alma mater, Nebraska, and he looked pretty good last week against Cincinnati.
Right. So with all those changes, that's where you got maybe some weaknesses, and obviously strengths somewhere that's been developed and grown, but still new people in new spots. Sometimes there's a little bit of hesitation for the new person that comes to replace them.
Helmet flew off of Dylan Pullen there on the short run for Kendrick Raphael. So this is going to be a week-to-week process as these guys continue to get comfortable with each other. And I think it's easy to forget that Jaren Kiave Songapulitele, after what he did last week, is only a true freshman.
Yeah,
he'll take a deep shot here, and it's incomplete.
Good defense there by the TSU DB there.
Offside. Defense number 8. 5-yard penalty. Second
down.
down.
Offside pre-snap.
Free play.
Free play, but nothing out of it. Good defense, good coverage there by, I believe it was Downey. Corner on that play right there, covering.
Trevor Rogers was targeted. Also on the track and field roster here at Cal, all ACC first team in outdoor last year. Long jump silver medalist as well. On second down, JKS with a dump off to Raphael, who rumbles out of bounds a couple yards shy of the first down. Just as Ugo, who made the stop, a little slow to get up for Texas Southern.
Yeah, and actually that was Ugo on the coverage the previous play, deflecting the pass there, and comes up on the hit, gets a little, probably rocked himself, didn't realize that even though Raphael's not a big back, can drop his shoulder, and he did right there on that play.
Brandon High, team high 10 carries last week, but Raphael has gotten the bulk of the work back there with JKS today. They'll throw it on third and short. Mason Minnie's there across midfield for a first down Cal. Isaiah Bogerty brings him down at the 45.
So Sakapolitelli edging into the 200+ yard area today, just as last week, just no touchdowns, 1 interception, but still, again, like I mentioned earlier, we'll mention the whole game, a learning experience for the young quarterback, knowing how to start a game. This is going to be a big lesson in that today.
PFF's highest graded week 1 quarterback in the FBS rather was Jared Kiave Songapulitele last week at Oregon State. 6 yards on another completion to Mason Minnie, one of a few Cal Golden Bears that underwent quite the transformation from
big time
midwinter to early summer.
Right. I don't know what motivated the team to do this, but seeing some of the changes between some of the players, there's a few other guys we saw, off camera here, but it was a dramatic change, which you got to have that at this level.
Mason Minnie and Mark Hamper, 2 of Songapulitele's most popular targets these first 2 weeks. Transfers from Idaho, played under Jason Eck in the Big Sky Conference the last 2 years. He left for New Mexico, and they left to come out west to California.
A lot of tight end formation, double tight end set so far. A lot of we're going to run the ball at you, but you know what? We also play action type of formations that have been coming at TSU this second half on this drive.
Raphael with a right side surge and plenty for a California first down before Joel Williams brings him down.
Yeah, Raphael creeping up over 120+ yards right now. Offensive line in a groove for sure. And now knowing that, you know what, this could be the nail in the coffin to finish this game off on this drive right here.
Tip your cap to Texas Southern. Their defense has been very tough for California to figure out, but some signs of pulling through from the Golden Bears this second half. In scoring position again. They've outscored TSU 17-3 since the break.
Cal, second of this half.
4:47 to play, week 2 in Berkeley. The play, the band, many a years ago in the big game.
Yes, indeed. Always fun to watch.
Here on the gridiron, California trying to put the finishing touches on a 2-0 start. Jaren Kiave Songapulitele may be done for the afternoon in a 25-point game inside of 5 minutes. We knew Justin Wilcox wanted to get the Ohio State transfer Devin Brown some time today, and perhaps I think a lot of people thought this score would be separated by a little more than it is right now, but nonetheless, Brown will get some reps here after JKS, as they call him, put forth another nice outing today. Didn't have any passing touchdowns in this game. Did have his first career rushing touchdown, and that's what he did last week against Oregon State in some elite company there with Caleb Williams from his freshman season and Zach Wilson back in 2018 at BYU.
Yeah, this having the poise, and like I said, it's a talent when you got a guy who could set his footwork, has a lefty release, and that's different. That makes the defense adjust the whole game until maybe, you know, third, fourth quarter, but by that time it's too late. So with that release and the way he able to put touches on the ball and knows how to throw certain throws, he has a back shoulder that's nice. We saw a few times today. We saw definitely a lot in the Oregon State game, a lot more passes out there. But Raphael today helping them out with the offensive line, getting the run game going. So now you know you got a dual threat with this Cal Bear offense. You know, you got the run game with Raphael, and Brandon Hyde's in right now to probably finish off the game, Brandon Hyde Jr. So Raphael got the hot hand today. So with both running backs are pretty good, but when one goes and does what he's done, like Raphael, you got to make sure he stays in the game and keeps it going.
Devin Brown appeared in 9 games for the defending national champs Ohio State last year, backing up Will Howard on the Buckeyes' way to the national title. Karan Adams, the South Dakota transfer, knifes into the red zone, down to the 15.
And off coverage again.
Yeah,
this would be something that TSU definitely is going to look at on film, because the off coverage, I'm not sure if it's could be man, but it's really deep man, if not it's zone, and keeping that leverage. But right now, some wide open routes in the zone gaps.
Before Jaron Kiave-Sangapulatele jumped in the transfer portal after signing and enrolling at Oregon, the thought was Devin Brown was going to be the guy here. And Justin Wilcox told us that there was nothing against Devin Brown that he didn't win the starting job out of fall camp. It was just that Jaron Kiave-Sangapulatele, you could keep him on the sidelines with how well he was playing.
Yeah, he was competitive during camp, always testing the defense, talking to the coordinators on the defensive side of the ball to let them know that I'm going to compete today, I'm going to try to score points. And right now, here's Brown with a touchdown right there.
Devin Brown delivers his first Golden Bear touchdown to Jaden Dixon-Beal.
So simple 2-by-2 formation here. You got the stick concept, so you got a short underneath route, you got the post route on the outside or corner route on the inside slot that opens up to outside open play right there. So
second D1 touchdown in the career of Jaden Dixon-Beal, who had spent the last 2 years in the Big Ten at Purdue. Devin Brown slinging it out west, the Ohio State transfer, who in 3 years with the Buckeyes had 3 touchdown tosses. Looks pretty good in his California debut today.
Exactly. A couple throws here. I say a couple plays, a couple more runs than throws, but the one throw is a flood concept, post route or corner route for open receiver to Dixon.
This is Brown's first pass attempt. Jaden Dixon-Beal's first catch in a Cal uniform. Justin Wilcox showcasing his depth late in this game.
No, you got to, because getting the second string some reps, third string some reps in a game like this, now where the score is, that is, it counts bonus, because later down the line, later in the season, you might have a situation where Sangapulatele is not in the game and you got, you know, reps with your next quarterback. Even though he's not a young guy, he is a veteran quarterback in terms of Brown being at Ohio State. He can now have the confidence of the coaches to know that when he goes on the field, he can go out there and make a play.
Texas Southern back home in Houston next weekend. Tigers will welcome in the Lamar Cardinals from the Southland Conference down there in Beaumont, Texas. Not a long trip. Their catch was called for before Charlo picked it up. And so that should come out to the 25-yard line with 3:09 left. Say what you will about California and the offensive struggles the first half, but the Golden Bears have put points on the scoreboard every time they've had it since halftime.
Yeah, and it's just part of a team's concept of the basic fundamentals. Is look, we'll have mistakes, so we'll have a game that doesn't start fast. So, but we got to find it, and to continue to find it is stacking plays on top of plays. One good play here, a good play there. You know, setting his feet and throwing the ball. Saka Politelli was able to do that in some of the early drives after that first drive to get in rhythm, and now the offense is rolling with the run game as well.
Texas Southern has turned to its backup quarterback, Jordan Davis, who crosses the 20-yard line on the carry. Davis, 8 appearances in his Texas Southern career, 3rd year with the program, 5'10" signal caller from Missouri City, Texas. Both of these teams late in this lopsided contest turning their attention to week 3. And we mentioned the tough test ahead for California. Oregon State, tough road environment, good defense. They solved it last week. Minnesota's a different type of beast coming to town next week.
Yeah, if they have this start, what they have today is going to be rough selling in the second half or second quarter of that game, because Flick knows how to get his team ready. I've seen that Minnesota team play against my Cornhuskers and some Big Ten play ball and play tight all the way to the end and actually come away with the victory. So that's something for the Cal Bears to know going into that. Watching that film is going to be 2 different atmospheres to start that game.
And keep in mind, with Cade Ulawave being ejected at the end of the 3rd quarter of this game for targeting, that's a big piece of California's defense that'll be unavailable for the first 2 quarters next week against Minnesota.
Yeah, so I believe so Aaron Hampton's probably in right now and then probably get most of the reps, so that'll be good.
2-minute timeout as we wind down on this week 2 contest in Berkeley. The California Golden Bears rolling towards a 2-0 start. Well, with Mo Bamba in the backdrop, it's probably 3rd down. It's 3rd and 2 for Texas Southern out of the 2-minute timeout. And Jordan Davis trying to keep it and loses yardage on the play. Set up 4th down for Texas Southern.
And offense just trying to find something. Not much going on here late in the 4th quarter here. You got your turnover, so change of bounce, punting team coming out. But again, for Coach Dishman, learning lesson and traveling, learning lesson in mental mindset and how you prepare and actually work through a game like this for themselves.
B.J. Kennedy racking up the 4th tackle for loss for this California defense today.
And we punt there and let it bounce.
And not much doing on the return. Teron Adams, South Dakota transfer, will get it at the 33-yard line, and California can run out the final minute 11 on this 4th quarter clock. 11-0 was the halftime score, but the Golden Bears dominant down the stretch of this game. They've outscored Texas Southern 24-3 in the second half and will win this one going away.
Yes, indeed. It's just a matter or 2 right now. The defense trying to hold up endurance-wise. Because once Raphael got going, because the pass game was not as high potent as it was against Oregon State, but it was still effective in terms of the Bears' offense. But once Raphael started picking up them yards, the offensive line was getting to their run fits. Protection was very good for Saka Politelli today, and only time, a few times where he had to come out of the pocket and actually use his legs to get over, you know, give his receiver time or anything like that was very few and far between. So that's good film for Coach Wilcox and the Bears to look at once they get to film tomorrow or Monday, whenever they watch film. But it's something that is all, I say, a positive moving up and developing.
Dean Taylor Chapman just had his first career carry. His dad was a running back here at Cal in the early 90s, ran for over 2,000 yards, was on Cal's Citrus Bowl champion team in 1992. And Cal does not have to run another play. JKS in his encore performance took a while to get this offense going.
A helmet coming off.
Well,
by rule, that qualifies for a 10-second runoff. So game clock operator, please remove 10 seconds from the game clock and start it on my signal.
I still don't think Cal has to snap it again.
No.
Start on the official signal and get out of here 2-0, will the Golden Bears.
Exactly. And I said been good communication between the referee and the game clock guy today. There were a couple of situations where he had to really give out some instructions on where to run the clock, burn it off or turn it up.
Wasn't easy, but a big second half helps fuel California to a 2-0 start as the Golden Bears win their 2025 home opener 35-3 over the Texas Southern Tigers.
Good job, Saka Filatelli on the offense, the defense doing well. Chris Dishman got some learning lessons for his team to take on the way home back to Texas.
35-3 your final score for Amon Green. I'm Chris Sylvester. Thanks for watching. The Golden Bears are 2-0.